I don't care what you say, little girl. You stole that card. The shout came like a gunshot. Every head inside Metrotech Electronics turned toward the voice. Behind the counter stood Karen Holt, the store's manager, a woman with a permanent scowl and the kind of brittle anger that had nowhere left to go but outward. Her voice sliced through the air, aimed directly at the trembling 8-year-old black girl in front of her. Amara Lewis's eyes were wet with confusion. Please, I didn't steal anything, she sobbed. The sleek tablet display behind her reflected the tears on her cheeks. Phones went up instantly. Customers started filming as the confrontation grew. This child doesn't belong here, someone yelled. Call the police, another shouted. But what none of them knew, not even Karen, was that in just 5 minutes, her life was about to collapse. Because this little thief she was humiliating wasn't just anyone's kid. Let's go back. 45 minutes earlier, Amara had entered the store with a smile so wide it could light up the aisles. She wore a pink dress, light-up sneakers, and carried her mother's black American Express card in both hands like treasure. It was almost her birthday, and her mom had told her she could finally choose her own tablet, like a grown-up. Amara wasn't just any child. She was bright, polite, endlessly curious, the kind of kid who asked how games were made instead of just playing them. Her mom, Dr. Vanessa Lewis, trusted her completely. But the woman watching her from across the store didn't see brilliance or innocence. Karen Holt saw only skin color. 15 years behind that counter had twisted her bitterness into something uglier, a quiet racism she no longer bothered to hide. Her failed marriage, her debts, her envy of happy families, it all simmered beneath the surface, waiting for a target. And when Amara stepped through those glass doors, clutching that premium MX card, Karen decided she'd found one. To her, the sight of a black child alone in a tech store didn't say birthday shopping. It said trouble. She didn't see a customer. She saw a stereotype. And in her mind, she was about to teach a lesson. Only, she was about to learn one instead. Amara skipped happily down the tablet aisle, sneakers flashing with every step. Her tiny fingers brushed over the glowing screens as she whispered to herself, Mommy said whichever one I like best. The young cashier, Lena Carter, noticed her right away, a polite little girl asking smart questions about storage space, battery life, and screen size. Lena smiled, impressed. You're one smart shopper, she said warmly. But behind them, Karen Holt's narrow eyes were locked on Amara like a hawk circling its prey. The bitter manager leaned forward over the counter, her jaw tightening. In her racist mind, it didn't make sense. An 8-year-old black girl, alone, with a card most adults couldn't qualify for. Karen's heels clacked sharply as she marched across the store. Where are your parents, little girl? She demanded, her tone already hostile. Amara blinked up at her. My mommy's at work, she said softly. She told me I could pick my birthday tablet. She gave me her special card to pay. Special card? Karen sneered, holding out her hand. Let me see it. Amara, ever polite, handed it over, the black American Express shining beneath the store lights. Karen's lips curled in disgust. You expect me to believe you have permission to use this, she said, her voice rising. Customers turned. Phones came out. I'm not lying, Amara whispered, voice trembling. Mommy gave it to me. What's your mother's name? Where does she work? How do I know you didn't steal this? Karen pressed harder, firing questions like bullets. The child's bottom lip quivered. I'm not supposed to tell strangers about Mommy's job. Of course you're not, Karen snapped mockingly, because you don't have one. You stole it. Please, no, Amara cried. Mommy said it's okay. The store felt tense and silent. A mother named Tanya Brooks, shopping with her kids, felt her chest tighten. She started recording. Lena tried to step in. Ma'am, maybe call the number on the card to verify. I'll handle this, Karen cut her off sharply. Amara, desperate now, pulled out her pink phone. I can call Mommy. Go ahead, Karen smirked. Let's see this imaginary mother. Amara dialed with trembling fingers. 1 ring, 2, 3, voicemail. Karen folded her arms, loud enough for all to hear. See, no answer, because you stole it. The little girl's eyes filled again. I didn't. I promise. Have you ever seen someone get accused of something they didn't do, just because of the color of their skin? Before we go further, what city or country are you watching from right now? Drop it in the comments. We love seeing where our viewers are tuning in from. If you believe the real crime is how easily people judge a child by their skin color, smash that like button and subscribe to Story Arc. And across town, her mother's phone sat on silent during the biggest meeting of her life. The longer Amara stood there trembling, the louder Karen's voice became. "You took this card without permission, didn't you?" She barked, making sure every shopper within earshot could hear. The word thief cut through the air like a weapon. Amara shook her head so hard her braids bounced. "No, Mommy said I could. I didn't steal anything." Her voice cracked. A few customers murmured uneasily, but others nodded along with Karen, grown adults agreeing with a racist Karen bullying a child. "Kids today have no respect," one woman muttered. Another whispered, "What kind of mother lets her shop alone?" Amara heard every word. Her heart pounded as the humiliation grew heavier by the second. "I want my mommy," she sobbed, clutching her phone to her chest. Karen leaned down, voice sharp as glass. "Your mommy isn't here to save you, little liar. Tell me the truth, or I'm calling security to throw you out." Even the customers who'd supported her started to flinch. There's suspicion, and then there's cruelty. Karen had crossed the line, but her prejudice had turned into fuel, and she couldn't stop herself. When Amara reached out a trembling hand seeking comfort, Karen misread it as defiance. "Don't you touch me," she snapped. Then it happened. The sound of the slap echoed across the store. Crack! A grown woman's hand across an 8-year-old's face. The impact spun Amara sideways. She stumbled, clutching her cheek, eyes wide with shock. For a second, the world stopped. Then chaos exploded. "Oh my God, she hit a child!" someone screamed. "Call the police," shouted another. Phones rose. Dozens of cameras captured the racist manager towering over the crying child. Near the front, Tanya Brooks kept filming steadily, already uploading it online. Lena dropped everything and rushed over. "Hey, sweetie, it's okay," she whispered, kneeling to wrap her arms around Amara. The child collapsed into her, sobbing. The red print on her cheek burned like fire. Inside Metrotech Electronics, the aftermath was pandemonium. Amara's sobs echoed through the aisles as customers argued about what they'd just seen. Some shouted for justice, others insisted the manager did the right thing. And through it all, Karen Holt stood trembling with self-righteous fury, clutching her phone. "Get me the police," she hissed into the receiver. "There's a child here, out of control, possibly stealing." The audacity stunned everyone. The woman who had just slapped a child was now calling 911 to report her. At the same time, Tanya Brooks, the mother who'd filmed everything, was uploading the footage to social media. Within minutes, the title "Store Manager Slaps Black Child Over Credit Card" flashed across phones nationwide. Comments poured in, shares multiplied. Justice for Amara began trending. Across the store, Lena Carter crouched beside the trembling girl. "It's okay, sweetheart. You're safe," she whispered, shielding her from cameras. Amara clung to her, voice quivering. "Why did she hit me? I didn't do anything bad." Lena fought back tears. "You didn't, baby. That woman's wrong." Meanwhile, Karen paced near the counter, yelling at security. "Remove her from my store." But even the guard hesitated, seeing the handprint blazing red on Amara's cheek. Then, through shaking hands, Lena helped Amara redial her mother, this time using the emergency office line Vanessa had taught her. "Lewis Innovations Group. This is Clara Eng," came the calm voice. "Miss Clara," it's a little girl sobbed. "A lady hit me. I'm scared." Clara froze. In 3 years working for Dr. Vanessa Lewis, she had never heard anything like it. "Sweetheart, where are you?" "At the computer store, Metrotech, Mommy's card." Clara didn't hang up. She ran. Bursting into the high-rise boardroom, she cut off Vanessa mid-presentation. "Vanessa, your daughter's in trouble. Someone hit her." The room fell silent. PowerPoint slides flickered behind her as Vanessa's chair scraped back. Her calm CEO composure vanished. "Where?" she demanded. "Metrotech Electronics, Eastwood Avenue." Vanessa grabbed her keys. "Cancel the rest of the day. Call security. Call my lawyers." Someone just made the worst mistake of their life. Back at the store, sirens began to wail in the distance. Karen mistook it for backup, never realizing those sirens weren't coming for a thief. They were coming for her. Sirens wailed as a black SUV screeched into the parking lot of Metrotech Electronics. The door swung open, and out stepped Dr. Vanessa Lewis, no longer the composed CEO in a boardroom, but a furious mother whose child had been hurt. Her navy blue suit fluttered as she strode into the store with her security team close behind. The crowd parted. Then she saw her daughter. Amara sat on the floor in Lena's arms, cheeks red, eyes swollen from crying. The faint outline of a hand was still visible across her face. Amara, Vanessa called, her voice trembling with love and rage. Mommy! Amara ran into her mother's arms, clutching her tightly. Vanessa dropped to her knees, holding her baby as if she could shield her from the world itself. Who did this to you? Before Amara could answer, Karen Holt stepped forward, still defiant. That child was disruptive, she snapped, probably trying to steal. When I tried to discipline her, she got out of control. The store went silent. Vanessa rose slowly, one arm still around Amara. Her voice dropped into a calm so cold it could shatter glass. You disciplined my 8-year-old daughter? She had a credit card that wasn't hers, Karen replied smugly. I had every right. Every right to assault a child? Vanessa's tone cut through her words. The doors opened again. 2 officers entered, led by Officer Malik Turner. Ma'am, we got a call about a shoplifting incident, one said. Then he saw Amara's tear-stained face. What happened here? Vanessa handed him her license and business card. Dr. Vanessa Lewis, CEO of Lewis Innovations Group. My daughter was assaulted in your presence of witnesses and on camera. Travis Keene, the assistant manager, went pale. He recognized the name, the company that owned the entire shopping complex. Oh my God, he muttered. Officer Turner turned to Karen. Ma'am, did you strike this child? I disciplined her appropriately. So you admit it? Karen's words died in her throat as the officer reached for his cuffs. Vanessa faced her, voice steady but lethal. You didn't just hit my daughter. You hit every child who's ever been judged for the color of their skin. And today, that ends. The cuffs clicked. Phones recorded. The crowd applauded. Justice for Amara had arrived. And as Karen Holt was led outside, humiliated and defeated, Vanessa whispered to her daughter, You see, baby? The world saw what happened, and now we'll make sure it never happens again. If you believe no one should walk away after hurting a child, smash that like button and subscribe to Story Arc, because this time the world didn't look away.